But Debbie now has become an entertainer in her own right, and we're going to talk with her about that, but there's something very, very special, something unique, something that no one in the world has ever done that Debbie did, and we're going to get her on the line now and have a little bit of chat.
Hello?
Hello, Debbie. It's Bill Miller. How you doing?
Well, good. How are you doing, Bill?
You know, I told you I'd call, and for once I actually kept my word.
You actually did, yes.
You know, I was filling in our listeners a little bit about our history before I dialed your number. But specifically, what I wanted to share today was that you have a very, very special distinction, and that distinction, as it relates to Johnny Cash, is what?
I am the only woman that has ever played lead guitar for Johnny Cash.
I'm going to stop you now. And we are going to play what happened that evening. Hold on to your hats here, folks, because here we go.
Guitars. Oh, me. Always wanted me a guitar. Finally got one about 25 years ago, and ever since then I've always wanted to know how to tune it. There's a young lady out there. Huh? Are you the only one? Her name is Debbie Burr. Debbie, I got a note backstage from Debbie Burr, and she's been to a lot of our shows for the last few years, and I'm fixing to spring it on her. She wrote me this note and said, if you let me come on stage with you just one song, I'll show you I can play it just like Bob. Debbie Burr, come play the guitar, will you? Hi, Debbie. How you doing?
You like the new outfit?
I love your outfit. Here you go, Debbie. What are you going to play?
Big River.
Yes, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Now play, baby. That's Debbie Burr. All right, you did play it like Bob, didn't you there? All right. Well, boys, what do you think? You want to change personnel on the show, Fluke?
Well, it happened.
Yep, it happened.
Amazingly enough, it happened, and
It did, and I didn't know. I had no clue. It was a complete surprise to me. I always thought, I said, man, if I can do that, there's nothing much left in this world that I probably can't top, you know.
I mean, it's like
that's a pretty biggie for me.
You had died and gone to heaven, and then there's some chatter. The band, was it Fluke, that said we don't need Bob anymore,
right.
or we can replace Bob. And Johnny himself says, "What do you think, Fluke? We want to do a personnel change?"
Right. And then I would see him over the years. I kept. I'd go see all the shows every time I had a chance to go visit with him. And then he would say to me, there's Debbie, the only woman that ever played guitar for me. And I was told by the other people in the band, like I talked to Bob Wooten a couple of times, I said, did he ever do that again? Did he ever have that happen? He said, that never happened. It never happened. That was the only time that ever happened was the time with me. And I thought, wow, I was just so honored.
Then you ought to submit that to the Guinness Book, I think. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. man.
Come on. I mean, you're an entertainer. All that, every bit of publicity helps. And speaking of that, first of all, thank you so much for coming on. You know, when I called you last week, it's the first time we had talked in over years, and it was just like, you know, we never skipped a beat.
Right.
There's that kinship and that camaraderie between, you know, Cash fans, especially when you go back as far as we did. And you know what? When we were Johnny Cash fans, that was not cool. It's cool today at any age, but, you know, we were Johnny Cash? Come on.
Oh, yeah. And of course, you know, the world has proven we were right.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the audience today. Guess what?
We were right.
Well, you too are an entertainer, a professional entertainer, and you have a road show, and you have a show, and tell us a little bit about where people can see you, and then give us the address of your website so they can log on and see your schedule.
Well, thank you, Bill. The show is called Branson on the Road, and I live in Branson, Missouri now, and the show is literally a Branson-style show with bluegrass and gospel and country and rockabilly, and we have a tribute to Johnny Cash that we include on every show, of course, and people can watch us perform live, watch me play those songs live, just like I did Time for Johnny Cash.
Well, you know, I'm going to come see that show, and okay, so will it be this summer that I can come and see it then? Or?
Well, sure, you can come anytime. In fact, we'll bring the Branson on the Road to you.
Hey, you know what, that would be great, because we got that great exhibit here, you know, at the Fender Center, and you would go nuts going through that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But when anybody is in Branson, go see the show. If Debbie comes to your town, go see the show again. You have the web address. Say it one more time for us.
www.bransonontheroad.com.
And there you will see also numerous pictures of Debbie with Johnny through the years.
Yeah.
And
our tour schedules on there.
Yeah, everything. Sound clips.
Email me, film clips, all kinds of stuff.
But our clip that we aired today is like an exclusive, right?
Yes.
This is a worldwide exclusive.
That's the first time that's been heard since the people in the theater actually saw it at the time it happened, and only a select few people, but this is the first time I guess we could say it's been broadcast for the world.
We've got the scoop.
You have the scoop? Yeah.
Well, Debbie, again, it was really great talking to you last week, and equally as great talking to you today. Best luck to you in all of your endeavors and your shows. I know you'll continue to do well, and let's stay in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bill.
We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
You too. Bye.